Welcome, and thank you all for your interest in this year's DUT Call. My colleague Elena Simeon and me, Paul Kuttner, will try to present to you the general aspects of the DUT Call 2022, including the call timelines, all the rules, and how to apply. But let's get started. So, as you might know, there are quite a few countries involved, and the total national budget for the call is way over 70 million euros. The EC will additionally support the partnership and the first two calls with 37 million euro. When looking at the participating countries and regions, please always be well aware that not every funding agency in every country supports every research type and every pathway and topic. When building a consortium, pay attention to Table 1 in Annex A and the information listed for each country in Annex A. The national budgets, the number of projects that may be funded, are key information in Annex A when building consortia. Coming to the timeline, so the call opened on September 21st. The deadline is on November 21st. And then the transnational and national eligibility checks will be performed. Then your projects and proposals will be assessed by an expert panel, which will meet in February. And hopefully your proposal will be invited to stage 2, which you need then to submit as a full proposal until May 3rd. After that, of course, there's another round of eligibility checks, national and transnational, and of course, the meeting of the expert panel who has assessed your proposals. The funding recommendation by the call steering committee will be held in July, and starting in July, the national funding decisions and will be taken, and the results will be announced to the main applicants. We estimate then that you can start your project between September 2023 and January 2024. Well, who can apply? Well, basically any legal entity from the transnational standpoint. This includes, of course, research organizations, companies and commercial organizations, and of course, urban governments and urban government authorities, which includes basically everything between municipalities themselves and infrastructure and service providers. And of course, we also allow consumer and civil societies to be involved in those projects and to receive funding. But please be well aware that not every funding agency can actually fund all the organization types. When building a consortium, pay attention to the Table 1 in Annex A and the information listed for each country and each funding agency in Annex A. Well, when you apply, you can take different roles in a consortium. So, of course, there's a main applicant, which is the organization responsible for coordinating and managing the projects. The co-applicants are the other applicants that are eligible for funding from a funding agencies and apply for funding. Cooperation partners are partners that are either not eligible for funding or choose not to apply for funding. So they're self-funded project partners. The principal investigator is a person. So this is quite different from all the 3 categories I mentioned before, which are all organizations. And this person acts as the lead investigator for a main applicant or a co-applicant. Well, what types of research and innovation are supported? So there's strategic urban research, applied urban research, urban innovation and implementation. And we decided to basically let the project select one of 2 research approaches. So the research-oriented approach, which covers strategic research and applied research, and the innovation-oriented approach, which covers applied research and innovation. Projects may address one or two of the research types, but must always select one approach. In theory, you could address all three research types and then select one approach. But of course, this seems rather challenging, seeing that projects are only allowed to last for 3 years. Well, thank you, and I hope to see you in the next part, which will focus on the transnational eligibility criteria.